And we welcome you to Buena Vista here at Knights Arena on the campus of Southern Virginia University. This evening we have one of the final basketball opportunities that we are having the opportunity to watch here at Knights Arena in terms of regular season play as the Southern Virginia University women's basketball team takes on the Salem College Spirits. I am Scotty Winterton, joined by my excellent colleague and friend, Adam Peterson. Today, we have an opportunity to watch the Knights, who have had basically an historic run in terms of our women's college basketball team, play their final home game in the regular season. Adam, this should be a fun contest. What are some of the things you've noticed between these two teams coming in this game?
Yeah, definitely an advantage, both height-wise and skill-wise for the Knights. That was shown in the first matchup between these two teams where Katie Garish and Savannah Christensen did not play. And also, Courtney McCrolla had limited minutes as well, and the Knights still had a 17-point victory. And as long as the Knights don't beat themselves with lots of turnovers and mistakes, should be another victory for them in what you mentioned, their last home game of the regular season.
On the side of the Spirits, watching number 21 there, number 20, Tyler Davenport. She's a guard. They kind of run a four-guard set. You'll see Lauren Prevette, more of a center, kind of small forward position, but a four-guard out around a single post player that is Lauren. But Tyler Davenport leads the team. She's number 20, leads the team in scoring, kind of their overall best player. They need her to get going as we see an opportunity there for Katie Garish.
Yeah, a little smile running back down the court on that one. I'm not sure if she meant to bank that one, but it doesn't matter on the scoreboard. They don't know if you say bank or not, and so 2 points for her as she tries to save that one. Spirits are going to bring it the other way, but that's a good point with Tyler Davenport, who had a really good game last time these two teams played. Got a double-double, 20 points, 10 rebounds.
Yep.
Lauren Prevette, as you also mentioned, kind of playing that 5 spot, also added 10 rebounds. So lots of skill on this Salem College team. I before didn't mean to say that they don't have a lot of skill. The Knights just might have some more depth than they do.
Yeah, the athleticism, the shooting, when you look over the stats, and we'll talk about these as the night wears on, the shooting is been a big difference between the two in terms of percentage, and both field goal percentage as well as three-point percentage. Getting the ball into Tomsi Ashendu, and they're going to call a foul as Tomsi will go to the line. The Raleigh, North Carolina first year, 5'8", came in, took the place of Lauren Prevette, kind of playing that post center position for the Spirits. It will be an opportunity for the Spirits to make a statement here as the Knights currently lead the USA South East Division. Really a cool opportunity for them to come in and make a statement and say, hey, we've gotten better as the season has gone on, and not only do they want to win, but certainly making it a competitive contest. And right now 4-0, they're doing a great job on the defensive end, although Savannah Christensen there getting into the lane, going baseline, a little too easy. They need to rotate and force those jumpers from the Knights.
Yeah, the Spirits are coming off a big-time win. They had an overtime win as there's a good steal by Emma. Gets a pass off on the ground. Missed layup there by Addie Newman, who's going to want that one back. Either way, I thought it looks Knights should keep the ball.
There were only blue jerseys around that rebound.
And they do. But a big win for them. And really just focusing on improvements for the Spirits. 'Cause there's a 3 for the Knights. But going back to the 2019-2020 season, which was the last full season for the Spirits, 0-24, 0-16 in conference, less than 50 points per game, as there's a 3. And that was Kiana Thomas for 3. Nice looking stroke there to get the Spirits on the board. But just lots of improvement over these past couple of years, and that's what the coaching staff for the Spirits is going to focus on, just getting a little bit better every day, and this will all translate into next year, all this hard work and playing tough opponents.
So this is an important game for the Knights. They lost. They had that winning streak going, got up to 15, right? And then they did lose to Greensboro, who was at the time the second place team in the conference.
Yeah.
I think if the Knights win this one based on tiebreakers and the margin of victory from the first game and then the second game, the Knights are ahead in that.
So there's actually going to be a coin toss.
Okay,
that's how
they're not
it's
gonna
going to be settled. Yeah,
Right.
if the Knights win this game, which on paper they should. Doesn't mean they will, but they should. There's going to be a video call between the two coaches and the USA South Conference, and they're going to flip a coin. And that will decide who most likely would host the semifinals and finals of the conference tournament, seeing that they both win their quarterfinal matchup games, which they should.
Oh, as Christensen gets tied up there, 3 offensive rebounds for the Knights. Really, and that's, when you look at the place where the Knights will have an opportunity, I think, to kind of put their stamp on this game. It's in those places where the athleticism and the size come into play, like offensive rebounding, Adam. And the Knights already have 3 offensive rebounds, but looking over at Salem, they also have 4 offensive rebounds. So, what they're doing right now and keeping up is in the rebounding category where they need to stay strong and not give the Knights second chance opportunities or create their own on the other end.
Yeah, and that's a great point, Coach. The Knights have been out rebounding conference opponents by 17 rebounds per game. And when you're out rebounding opponents by that much, that's why their margin of victory is almost 20 points a game, because it's just hard to keep up. And, yeah, if you're a Spirits fan watching at home, if you can keep close in that rebound battle, that's a huge victory in this game.
We go down low to Tomsi Shendu, and she finishes.
Great seal. Got Garish on her backside.
And deep in the key.
Yep.
And she did a great job with that move, just turning and getting it up.
Yep, little drop step, finishing, using the rim to protect her from the block.
They're going to call McCrolla. That's interesting because she has to be able to come down, and so that little bit subjective, did she have the space to come down? If she did, then I think it's definitely a charge. And it looks like she did have that space, dropped the shoulder. It was kind of how she dropped that shoulder, made it a kind of an easy call for the ref, making it look like you initiated that contact when that shoulder comes down. 6-point lead for the Knights halfway through this first quarter. Knights with 2 team fouls, Spirit also with 2 team fouls. Things pretty even across the board. The real difference in the Knights, 9 of the Knights' 11 points have come off turnovers and pushing the ball down and getting some early good chances. The Knights not yet really going deep into their bench. Coach Lynette Schroeder knows that this is a game that they have to win, and I think she'll play this game like she's playing Greensboro, at least until the 3rd or 4th quarter. And the way the Spirit are playing right now, they may be playing this to the last few minutes in terms of deciding what the outcome will be.
Yeah, the Spirits are going to battle. They're a well-coached team. Coach actually a graduate of Salem College played for the Spirits as well, just like Coach Lynette Schroeder for the Knights. And so both of them understand what it means to play in these types of games, and both are well prepared for what this matchup entails.
Cree Bass is checked in, running some of the point for the Spirits. Nice job getting the ball down underneath. That was an excellent seal from Savannah Atkins, the sophomore from Dobson, North Carolina, Surrey Central High School product. That she was able to do that to a much taller Katie Garish. Very impressive. Christensen coming off that curl, trying to shoot the Spirit out of this 2-3 zone that they're in. She misses.
Yeah, we'll see if the Spirits go back inside and attack Garish, something we have not really seen all year.
Yeah, Garish has allowed a couple passes. Oh, the finding man Christian. Emma Camden seeing the court so well. And that early transition, in lacrosse we call that a slow break, right? It's not a fast break. You're not in a 2-on-1 or a 3-on-2 odd man situation. You're coming down and it's just early, before the opposing team has time to set up, and that slow break. Coach Lynette Schroeder, great shot, finishing again is Savannah Atkins, keeping the Spirit in it. Coach Schroeder harps on the lanes and the process of running that slow break, getting to early positions. Katie Garish getting position, comes underneath, can't finish, gets her own rebound and gets fouled. She'll go to the line. But Coach Schroeder has done a great job in prepping the Knights to be able to not only run good lane and disciplined transition in the fast break, but also their slow break and early offense, getting the Knights ready. And when you have a guard like Emma Camden, as well as the way that the bigs run the court, Christensen, Garish, it ends up being a really great situation because they're ready right away to play offense, and they get a lot of scoring and scoring opportunities out of it, as well as offensive rebounds.
Yeah, that's definitely a point of emphasis for the Knights, and that's what it's been all season, and they're not going to change that because it's been working out for them.
And Addison Newman, the freshman, has had such a great impact on the play in combo with Emma Camden. Like, they really play well together. Nice floater, little pump fake, and then gets her own rebound. That's Deanne Sampson, the sophomore. Foul on the Knights, third team foul. This foul's on Savannah Christensen. Salem College comes into this conference game 3-14, 4-19 overall. You mentioned the last regular season and just kind of the goose eggs that were put up then, and the switch and the quality of play that we're seeing right now this first quarter. Clearly this team is on the rise. They've added some great athletic talent, a lot of young players. When you look across the board, they started a freshman, a sophomore, and they have then 3 juniors. They start, but there's the role players, a number of first years, and this team is really, doing much better than they did a year and a half ago.
Got to give Davenport some credit on that shot. Not sure how she got that one to fall, but she did. And we mentioned that she is one of those players to watch out for. If you're a Knights fan, she's going to get to the basket as she does again.
The block comes in, but the way she's able to drive, get to the key, come back underneath the help defense. And the Knights are going to have to help.
Yeah.
Force the drive and the kick.
Yeah, and that's how she draws a lot of fouls, taking 122 free throw attempts on the year. Shooting 77% as well, so when she does get to the line, does take advantage quite often.
Deep underneath and finishing. Great job from Ashendu. The Spirit only shoot 35% from the field. So, the Knights collapsing on defense, double teaming in the post, double teaming down low and forcing the kicks. And the outside shooting will only benefit their defense. Thus far, we're seeing the Spirits get into the paint and able to finish.
Yeah, they don't, right now, through this first quarter, don't really look like a team that only shoots 35% on the season. Gotten a lot of good looks, gotten to positions on the court where you want to shoot from. As you mentioned, a lot of points in the paint. Good looks. And they'll get to the free throw line here again.
So far, they're shooting 42% from the field and 2 of 2 from the three-point arc. Knights are 1 of 4 in three-pointers, 6 of 17, shooting 35%. Total rebounds, Knights with 10. And now pushing her team ahead. Great job, Yane Sampson. Yane is just a sophomore, 5'6", but one of those strong young players. There we see the left-hander getting to her spot, finishing with the layup. Singer putting the Knights back ahead by 1. Sampson looking to get to her right hand. Denying from McCrolla. Shendu straight away and cans it 3 for 3 from the three-point line. 2-point lead for the Spirits with just a minute left in this first quarter. Miyazaki answers with that jump front-footed shot that she has. You might think that that's just kind of her forcing it, and that's her technique. You'll see that every time when she shoots from outside. And the ball will come back to the Knights. Eshendu, coming into this game, had only shot 2 3-pointers, hitting 1. So she is currently 2 for 3 on the season. Percentage-wise, best shooter from the three-point line on the Spirits team. I don't know if you can count 2 for 3 as a sample size that's statistically significant, but doing a great job. Oh, I thought she was going to take it again. I was hoping she would. And that one just rims out for Sampson. Long shot from Sophie Wright, unable to finish. The Knights, after going down by 1, able to get a couple more baskets and now lead by 3. High-scoring game already, 23-20. The Knights average on the season 82 points per game. This would be well above that average, but for the Spirit, they only average 62 points per game. This is nearly 20 points on pace to finish it with 80 points. Great job on the offensive end from the Spirit, both in rebounding as well as shooting percentage and shot selection.
Yeah, big discrepancy there, like you mentioned. Knights averaging 72.3 points per game, 76.8 in conference, and only allowing 57.1 points per game, their opponents in conference. And the Spirits allowing 76.1 points per game. So just not a whole lot of defense going on right now, which is not what we are used to seeing from the Knights. They kind of pride themselves on that defensive end and then translating that into the offensive end with those fast or slow breaks, as you were explaining. But going back to that point that you mentioned a little bit ago about that young talent, bringing in new talent at Salem College, have to give a shout out to Elise Munn, who last week was the conference Rookie of the Week in the USA South Conference for women's basketball after a good week, 3 games all in double-digit scoring for her.
Yeah, she's number 1 with the ball right now. The Spirit there called for a 3-second violation. Yeah, as you mentioned, there are definitely athletes on this Spirit squad, and as they get more time underneath their belt as a nice floater from 8 feet for Nan Christensen. Knights staying in a man-to-man defense, feeling like Coach Schroeder feels like they have the athletic advantage. Davenport, nice move, trying to force the up and under, and it looked like it might have been up and down. A lot of contact, but Davenport she loves the contact. She creates it. The refs are letting them play. She creates that contact. In the end, getting that second chance opportunity. Finishing. Garish looking down underneath to Addison Newman. Camden with a nice cut and finish with the right hand.
Yeah, you saw that early double. As soon as they saw the post entry pass coming into Garish, the double's coming. She wisely, quickly turned and found the cutter. Just a little off, or maybe a little hard for Addie Newman, but worked out in the end as there's a great pass by Camden.
What a great find. That's that transition with the quick timeout from Coach Lewis. It's those plays, Adam, that really are not only do they give you 2 points on the board, but the energy that it creates on the Knights bench. As soon as the Knights got the rebound down underneath their defensive basket, you heard Coach Brett Schroeder yelling, "Go, go, 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 go." And that is like in their DNA. And they have the ball handlers between Newman, Christensen, and of course Emma Camden, that they'll push that ball. And then Anna Singer coming up behind, to finish that. There's just so much push. It's a fun offense to watch.
Yeah, it is. They almost had all 5 of the players in the paint when that layup went in. I think Garish might have been back here a little bit, but that probably is their goal. That break, when it ends in a layup, hopefully, that's obviously best case scenario every time down the court, but you want all 5 players down there, at least inside the 3-point line.
As you mentioned, Salem with that win over William Peace made sure to keep them from the bottom of the USA Southeast division. And they also, the one win they had before that was against Averett, another solid win. Averett's 6-12 in conference, so a solid win against Averett where they handled them pretty easily, winning by 13. So scoring 74 points. This team can put up points. The Knights are going to have to play some of their best basketball, as there's a violation called on on the Spirit, on Salem. But beating Averett was a really big win for this team. Got their confidence going. They lose a few games after that, but as you can see, this team really has a lot of opportunity. And one not coming for Christensen, but she will go to the line to shoot 2.
Yeah, that was again a good pass by Garish. This time got it to her inside at the high post on one of the elbows, and Savannah was at the other elbow, and she just makes a little cut right down Main Street, and Katie finds her and
when they
unable
get
to
the
finish
ball
that
in that
one.
high post, you'll see 2 cutters come off that high post every single time.
Yeah, whether that's high post or low post, whenever the ball is passed inside, that you're going to see cutters from that backside.
And awesome job getting in the lane was Elise Brooks, but can't finish. And then she kind of runs up the back of Addison Newman. Inadvertent foul, but foul nonetheless. Checking back in for the Spirit, Creebass, which is just a lot of fun to say. It's a fun name, Creebass.
Yeah, that was another block for Katie. Believe that will be her 51st on the season. Give her some more separation, first in the conference with those 51 blocks.
And McCandon left open. Cans the 3-pointer. Knights now stretch their lead to 11. Last time this situation, earlier in the first quarter, the Spirit really did a good job of knuckling down and finding opportunities to get to the lane just like this and getting offensive rebounds and second chance points. Here they don't get a second chance points. The Knights will key quickly into their early offensive set. The cutting Singer misses. Christensen getting the rebound and will get fouled. Sydney Bowen thinking she might have had an over the back. Put her hands up and refs not having. The refs are letting the play go a good bit. I feel like there's some real physical play going on. I'm not sure if it's coming across in the stream, but being right down here courtside, it's pretty physical right now.
Yeah, and again, it was a good pass from Emma Camden. Imagine that, a good pass from her.
Never seen that happen before. Emma Camden does a great job in terms of both protecting the ball and finding assists. She only has 57 turnovers on the season, but more importantly, her turnover to assist ratio right up there, almost 2. And if you can have a point guard, because there Camden gets fouled off the steal between her and Christensen. But having 2 assists per turnover is a great ratio for a point guard, and she's able to really both play the point position in a way she takes care of the ball, which in how hard the Knights push it, you would feel like that she'd have more turnovers than she does, but just a great job taking care of the ball.
Yeah, and in the conference, as she gets another basket, she's having a really good game. She is third in assist to turnover ratio, like you mentioned, second in the conference in assists, 102 total. She'll add to that tonight, averaging 4.4 per game. And she had a really big game last time these two teams played. 19 points, 5 assists, 5 steals, 0 turnovers, and 4 rebounds. So she's just picking up where she left off last game between these two schools.
Another 3-point attempt from Singer does not fall, but the offensive rebound into the hands of Christensen as you see Davenport come to the scorer's table to check back in. She can't be on the sideline very long. Coach Lewis needs to get her back in the game. Miyazaki and Nicola also fixing to check back in. Using some, we're in the South, I can use the word fixing to do anything here in the South, right, Adam? Southern Virginia University being located right in the foothills of the Blue Ridge Mountains, just a stone's throw from Skyline Drive. If you had not had a chance to come to this area and visit Southern Virginia University and hike Skyline Drive, some great fishing, a lot of awesome things to do in the outdoors. Panther Falls, a common. How many times have you been to Panther Falls, Adam, in your few years here?
A number of times. For
With
sure.
the lacrosse team, I know you made your journey up there. Adam, a former lacrosse player here at Southern Virginia University. Found a degree and also married Sydney, a beautiful former Southern Virginia, current Southern Virginia University, former Southern Virginia University student, right? You guys are all graduated.
Yep.
Excellent story, Adam. Maybe if you get a chance going into halftime, love this last game just to talk about your opportunities that you had at Southern Virginia University. We love to highlight great stories here. We had a chance on senior night, Adam, to have athletic director Deidre Dryden talk for about 5 minutes about her role as the first coach of this women's basketball team. The Knights now pushing their lead to 21. Quickly ballooning in just a few minutes. Knights were up by 3 to end the first quarter, and now they're up by 21. Emma Camden Open. And nails it. You do not want to leave her that wide open. She's not the best three-pointers on the team, but she has a fantastic clutch shooter when she's open.
Yeah, and the Knights are now shooting 60% from three, 56% from the field, and 75% from the free throw line. That's going to be tough to beat. Any team, when you're shooting that well, that's going to be tough to beat.
Only player on the team with a better three-point shooting percentage than Emma is Anna Singer. Emma's taken 83 coming into this game on the season, making 30. Also a 45% shooter from the field.
Yeah, and Anna in conference still shooting above 40%, 42% from deep, and that's good still for second in the conference. So right up there.
For the Knights, Barrett Jessup is checked in, along with J.D. O'Bray. We also have Taylor Miyazaki and Sophie Wright, along with McCrolla playing the center. And there's that patented right foot in front three-pointer jumper from Miyazaki. Second from her on the afternoon.
That's a third now.
Sorry,
three
her
for
third.
three now.
Yeah, 3 for 3. Sorry. Air ball comes down, but great job on the offensive rebounding. It was both Munn and Ashendu, and it'll be a foul on Ashendu. She'll go to the line to shoot 2. That's the second on McCrolla. Knights' third foul. Knights up by 27. Shendu perfect on the first one, great form. Second one does not fall. And Sophie Wright in quick transition as Eliza Brooks decides that she was going to stop any transition play for the Knights and called for the foul. That's her third foul. So she'll come off, and Davenport will come back in for Coach Lewis.
Yeah, it looked a little bit like a free safety there.
If this was football, I think it was perfect timing.
Yeah.
Perfect timing. Just basketball, you cannot come through the player, whether or not you got to the ball first. O'Bray hits her first 2 foul shots. Thus far, only 3 points in the quarter for the Spirit. Really not able to get into the key and get shots off the way they were in the first quarter, and Jessup will get called for her first foul. Still only 4 fouls on the night, so will not be a shooting foul.
Yeah, we mentioned they were on pace for 80 with that 20 in the first quarter. Not necessarily on that pace still. Knights definitely figured things out as there's another steal for the Knights, this time from McCrolla.
Picks the pocket of Ashendu. The Knights in a 3-on-2 run, running their lanes perfectly. The finish coming. Great job from the Knights. O'Bray on the receiving end of that pass. Shot not falling. Their jump shots kind of betrayed them here in the second quarter. That was a great look. Sophie Wright unable to finish. Not a smart foul, 50 feet from the basket on McCrolla, as that's her third foul. No need to put yourself at risk right there when you already have 2.
And Lima Mulitalo will check in for her.
McCrolla sits down with 2 points. both of those from free throws, does have 3 rebounds and 1 assist. You probably won't see her until somewhere through the deep into the third quarter with those 3 fouls. And Militalo getting in the books with that rebound. Quick outlet to O'Bray. Jessup goes cross court and a wide open O'Bray. The 2-pointer doesn't fall. Great rebound from Munn. She'll trigger the offense. Tonight's getting back. The kick out Davenport, creating some space for herself, but Jessup kind of moving out of the way. Davenport kind of had the old that chair, pull out the chair from underneath you trick on a post player. Jessup basically did that, just kind of moving out of the way of that shoulder. Davenport goes down, turnover to the Knights. Miyazaki misses. Jessup on the offensive rebound. The Knights will re-trigger. Getting down into the post. Muitalo can't find the space that she needs. Now Miyazaki from the baseline 3-pointer, and she'll can it. Miyazaki now with 12 points, all on the backs of that deep shooting that you talked about, Adam. Ashendu with a strong right-handed drive. Protecting the ball as she went through the contact and finishes. Great job. Knights up 30. Knights really looking to reverse the ball, swing it. Lima managed to hang on that ball as Munn almost had the turnover. Miyazaki going for another, but the box out from O'Bray give the Knights another chance. Jessup with the little runner, gets her own rebound and block from Davenport. Crazy basketball down underneath. Eventually Davenport comes away with the ball. She's going to look to get into the key. Puts her head down with a great drive. She is so skilled with that crossover. She's a lot of fun to watch play. First time we've had a chance to watch her this season, Adam. Very impressive player.
Yeah, and that was good D. Sophie Wright was in front of her the whole time. She just got a little bit out-muscled by Davenport, who went strong. And she's going to do that, and you got to expect that and kind of take that right to the chin.
You saw her put her head down. She got a look on her face. There was like this moment right there where there was a look on her face. You knew right then she was going. And that kind of look, that like eye of the tiger sense is so much fun to watch play, especially with the overall skill sets that Davenport has. Ten seconds left, shot clock is off, and they're going to call the tip from Munn. Will stay Knights ball. Jessup will trigger for the Knights. It's a little late. Count is going. Boy, I think Munn could have denied that. The 3-pointer from downtown is Barrett Jessup. Finishing just as the clock expires. Red around the backboard, and the Knights now leading by 29. On the back of really strong outside shooting, the Knights 9 of 16, 56%. 52 overall. They're shooting better from the 3-point arc than they are in their field goal percentage. The Spirits are 11 of 30, 36%, 3 of 6, 50% from the 3-point arc, and struggling from the free throw line is only 4 of 10. And I believe doing my calculations, carry the one, that's 40%. The Knights 7 of 10. Again, I'll do the carry the one, and that's 70%, 7 of 10. Shooting for the Knights, but it's really been, at the end of that first quarter, we talked about the quality of the rebounding, especially the offensive rebounding between the two teams. Right now, the Knights are kind of dominating on that end, Adam.
Yeah, 12 offensive rebounds, 4 more than the Spirits, and 5 more on the defensive end. So out rebounding the Spirits, the Knights are 25 to 16. And a lot of that came in that second quarter. Also, a lot of turnovers there in that second quarter for the Spirits led to more points off turnovers, which the Knights now have 27 points off turnovers, and they've only turned over the ball 5 times. So, gotta like that if you're a Knights fan, keeping a clean game and continuing to make the most of opponents' mistakes.
Yeah, the Spirit come in where their youth is kind of showing in terms of, you know, having a lot of youth on the court is in the turnover. They average 24 turnovers per game, which is just really hard to manage through. The Knights aren't necessarily fantastic at that. They average 19 per game, but in the pace that the Knights play and the high-scoring team that they are, it's kind of built into the system in terms of how the Coach Schroeder looks at, I'm sure, those turnovers. You want them to be under 20 per game if you're going to play a high-paced, fast, up-and-down pace, which the Knights do a pretty good job. But clearly right now they're well under that 19 turnovers per game. So we have those turnovers and the rebounding deficit for the Spirit put them at, like as I mentioned, down 29. We have about 10 minutes. Here we'll take a break, come back, and we'll have the second half, talk a little bit about the Knights and the Spirit and what's up next for these two teams in terms of postseason play. And like I said, Adam, love to hear a little bit from you, as we had a chance to hear from Deidre Dryden last home game. And welcome back, as we have about 3 minutes left in the halftime for this contest between the Southern Virginia University women's basketball team. The Knights leading by 29 against the Salem College Spirits. The Knights have done a great job in their outside shooting 56%. Both teams, though, on the bench scoring side have done a great job, as two players in particular, Taylor Miyazaki for the Knights, 4 for 4 on her three-point shooting. And then Tomsi Ashendu with 10 points, leading the Spirits in scoring, coming off the bench, doing a fantastic job. Also getting 4 rebounds, as she is 4 for 5 shooting, 1 for 1 on her three-point shooting, which, as I mentioned, only her third attempt all season long, hitting 2 of 3. She needs to shoot more from the three-point arc. And as I mentioned, my colleague, and all season long doing a lot of these games with me, Adam Peterson, graduate of Southern Virginia University. Adam, what brought you to SVU, and talk about your experience here?
Yeah, you mentioned it. I was part of the lacrosse team for a few years, and that really is what got me out to Buena Vista, Virginia, to continue to play the sport I love and have some opportunities there. And that's what got me out here, but that's not what kept me here. One of my favorite things about life and some things that I learned here at SVU was, we all know as we get a little older, nothing's going to work out, or not everything is going to work out the way you planned, and that's kind of how it worked out for me. Lacrosse didn't necessarily work out the way I had planned it coming here. Didn't think I would marry the first girl I dated. I didn't end up majoring in what I had planned, and just lots of pieces that I had thought were for me didn't fall into place. But because I was here at an institution that allowed me to grow and figure out who I really was as a person and what I wanted in life, I was able to see some opportunities that were given to me and really find out what I like to do, what I want to do with my life. And that's a continuing process. Still figuring those things out, and still lucky to be a part of this university, now an employee here. But just a great place to be. So like Coach said, if you haven't had the opportunity to come out and visit, not only a beautiful area, but a beautiful place with lots of great people.
Yeah, and I really love the diversity in terms of the draw from across the country. Where did you grow up, Adam?
Yeah, grew up in Columbus, Ohio. Did my high school in Meridian, Idaho. Moved there right before high school, and so came here from Idaho.
So, and when you look, I think the women's basketball team is an excellent example of this. We've talked about this a number of times. Players from Canada, Hawaii, Colorado, Utah, Georgia, Texas, Virginia, and Washington, and Maryland, and there's only, I think, 3 players on the team that are actually from Virginia, and I think that's very typical of the SVU experience in terms of geographic draw in the poll. As the Knights turn the ball over on their first possession, as Newman and Camden cannot connect. But you'll find the average student travels about 1,300 miles, almost 1,300 miles from home to get to SVU, and that really creates a pretty diverse group of students in terms of background and life experiences.
Yeah, and that makes it a fun place to be, just getting to know people from all over the country, coming from different backgrounds, and just get to meet a lot of cool people.
Great find from Emma Cameron. She could have taken that shot, had a little 4-foot runner right in front of her, instead turns and drops it to Christensen, who had a better shot, giving up good to get great. Great job understanding high-level basketball. Camden's basketball IQ is just really impressive, and her unselfish play. And the Knights extending their lead to 31, and then turnover right back as Munn showing why she was that Rookie of the Week last week, but then Katie Garish gets the block and turns it back into transition opportunity for the Knights. They're going to call Newman for sliding her pivot foot. A few early turnovers for the Knights. Came in, as you had mentioned, only 5 turnovers in the first half, and they almost doubling their number of turnovers real quick early in this third quarter. Davenport getting to the lane, turning to her right hand.
Yeah, and you know, as a player and a coach, when you're up 30 at halftime, getting up for that second half can be really tough. And we saw it as soon as they came out of the locker room, even those couple minutes of warm-ups, just shooting some layups. A little nonchalant, and that's how it's been this first minute and a half, and that's why you've seen those turnovers. Not making the Schroeders happy over here on the bench right next to us, and I'm sure that will get cleaned up. But it's hard to get up for that second half when the first half went the way it did.
The three-quarter court press and another drop from Camden, mirroring exactly what she did before to Christensen, this time finding Garish. And the block, another block for Garish. Transition up ahead to Camden, and Camden tries to get that ball to Garish, can't quite get there. This time Garish can return the favor. Garish to Camden on a reversal of fortune for the Knights, as the Knights now extend their lead to 33. And the help defense from Katie Garish against Davenport results in a block shot, and it'll stay Spirits ball. Couple Spirits checking in. Kanya Thomas checking in. Ashendu also checking in. Cree Bass is in. And on the ball now, Sydney Bowen. Bass will trigger the offense. Dual high posts. Posting up Camden was Savannah Atkins. And the Euro from Christensen, beautiful step around the defender who had gotten down and gotten in position. Doesn't matter. Christensen doing her best across the Atlantic Euro step, and then the find to Camden, this time Singer to Camden. Camden forgetting that she's a point guard. She's not supposed to be on the receiving end of the transition. The Knights with a really strong help defense going on right now. Really shutting down the driving lanes. Front rim for Cree Bass. The Knights with the 37-point lead. Camden drawing the double team, kicks it cross court, off of front rim for Singer, but Christensen timely there for the rebound. And Singer will try number 2. Christensen again with a rebound. A little deja vu. I thought I was in the Matrix as Christensen finishes the second opportunity. She decided that off that offensive rebound, she was just going to take care of business herself.
Yeah, I thought that was going to be the second time we see Anna Singer hit the second 3 of the possession, or second 3-point attempt in the same possession. Did that earlier there in the first half where missed a 3-pointer. Knights get it back, takes another 3-pointer, gets that one to drop, and I thought same thing was going to happen on this one. This second attempt looked good. But Knights still able to get some points on the board. And they take a timeout to get some substitutions on the court. Looks like we're going to have 5 new faces on the court for the Knights. Have Miyazaki, O'Bray, Sophie Wright, Sierra Owen, and Courtney McCurlough.
if you have not had a chance to jump into the social media, specifically the Instagram page for the Knights, you should jump in. Knight_WBB is the Instagram page for the women's basketball. Shendu is going to get an opportunity. I think they're going to call it on the floor, though, as Corolla doing a little too much with her hands.
Yeah, just had her right hand on her hip, kind of guiding her.
That's her 4th personal foul, 2nd of the quarter for the Knights, as she's able to 3-quarter deny the entry pass into Shendu. The Instagram page that Kiwi Giroux and his team are running for not only women's basketball, but for all of the Knights athletic department, just doing a fantastic job. Sure, all the parents know this well, but if you have not had a chance to check out, and there's Davenport open for the 3-pointer, takes advantage as Sierra Owen was playing defense, needs to step out because that is definitely a fantastic shooter. Nice with their motion offense, looking to get players open. Owen tries to drive, instead goes to McCrolla, who drives with the left hand and finishes. Will go to the line for a chance at an old-fashioned 3-point play. And she finishes with 4 fouls. Coach Schroeder leaving her in. It'll be interesting to see how aggressive she plays. Great drop, cross key to Savannah Atkins. Herbray getting that ball. Looked like maybe could have called a trip, but she came baseline right there. No call being made. Turnover. Davenport will enter into Bass. A 37-point lead for the Knights. Another 3-pointer. Sierra Owen with the box out on Atkins. Sophie Wright brings the ball up. Misaki looking to go baseline. She gets there, comes underneath, draws the foul against Davenport. That'll be the 2nd team foul in the 3rd quarter for the Spirits, and only the 1st team foul on the first foul on Davenport. Media timeout. And the Knights, as I mentioned, up 37. As a coaching staff, you know, having been on kind of both ends of this situation, the Schroeders, you know, you're leading by 29. You don't want to end the game leading by 29. You want to end the game leading by something more than 29. You want to keep increasing, feeling like you're playing positive basketball. From Coach Lewis's standpoint, you want to just keep building, giving your team an opportunity to create shots. You might be going up. You're probably not going to be against the starters of the other team. That doesn't matter. You know, you don't look at the numbers of the other team. You just say, hey, let's get out and run our stuff and get better today, so that we have an opportunity to build. And there are definitely players on this Spirit squad that they can build on.
Yeah, and we mentioned that earlier on in the broadcast. Building not only year upon year, but also game upon game. We've seen that throughout this season, and it's going to translate into next year. Sure, a lot of these young players will get a lot of hard work in the off season and next season. Go from 0 to 4 wins to 8 or 10 wins, and,
right.
and really, as a coach, that's really all you can ask for, is that constant, steady progression.
Miyazaki, the Eagle Mountain, Utah native, graduated high school with with honors, first team all-region in 2019 and 2020. Really proud of her Japanese heritage. She's half Japanese. Nice handoff from McCrolla with reversal to Owen. Owen finishing. And the Knights now up, increasing their lead to 41.
Really unselfish play there by Courtney. Good pass underneath. Little scoop pass, almost like a rugby pass there. Getting the ball to her teammate right under the basket and a good finish.
Turnover as the backcourt is called, really resulting off the pressure defense, some of the denial defense from the Knights, still playing very aggressive with the backups. But these are players, everybody really but Owen, getting significant minutes every game. And I see Owen getting more minutes now. O'Bray has gotten more minutes here at the end of the season, but McCrolla, Sophie Wright, and Miyazaki all average more than 10 minutes per game. So Coach Schroeder still trying to work on the chemistry and the development, knowing that what's ahead of the Knights right now is a playoff run that they want to win.
Yeah, gonna have a quarterfinal matchup here, guaranteed, and that will be on Tuesday. And then it's going to be up to chance, up to a flip of a coin to decide where the semifinals and finals, which would be next Friday and Saturday, if that's going to be here or if that's going to be in Greensboro.
Adam, would you go heads or tails on that call?
That's a good question.
There's some look, we got to analyze this stuff, and we can leave no aspect of the game unanalyzed. So, you going heads or tails?
Right now, I would have to give the choice to Miyazaki. I mean, she said everything tonight, and so let her choose.
Are you 50-50 on choosing heads or tails?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, we might look over to Betas here and ask him what the probability of that.
The probability of getting heads or tails. We can go to him. But I love the idea of going with Miyazaki, who is just killing it in her three-point shooting. As the bodies get tangled up, there is McCrolla and Thomas both go down. Great job on the rebound from Brooks, putting the ball back up and getting herself to the line.
Yeah, that was a good rebound there by Brooks, sophomore from Charlotte, North Carolina. She has a chance to get on the board for the first time tonight.
Misses the front of those two shots. It's the third foul for the Knights in the third period. And she misses both. Muitalo with that the hair for Muitalo. I'm loving that. It's a lot of hair bands.
Nice layup there by Alyssa.
Nice job getting the ball up, grabbing the rebound and finishing. Eliza Brooks, great job on that. Knowing that she had put that ball a little long, jumps in front as Crunk now overthrows Jessup. The Knights are going to result in an over and back as I mentioned, now in for the Knights, you have Madison Crunk, the freshman from Augusta, Georgia. Jessup is in. She got some good minutes from Salt Lake City Skyline High School native. Also Alyssa McCrolla, Longmont, Colorado. And then Davenport able to finish inside.
Yeah, also Madison Staples in, the freshman from Utah. Was the one that hustled here right in front of us to keep that ball in bounds. Just put it over to the wrong side of the court and get called for a over and back.
And Alyssa McCrolla off the strong offensive rebound from Madison Crunk. And then Madison getting in the way of that inbound pass results in a violation and a turnover. It will be Knights ball as Mulitalo will inbound for the Knights. Checking in Natasha Guo and Ashendu. I believe it's the first time we've seen Natasha Guo on the evening, the first year from Statesville, North Carolina. Mulitalo gets tied up by Ashendu, and it'll be a Spirits ball. The Knights up 42. Knights putting up 24 points here in the third period, more than they put up in the first period. So, and defense from McCrolla results in an offensive foul from Davenport. McCrolla establishing her position on that left-handed drive from Davenport, and just like McCrolla's older sister got called for dropping the shoulder, which really enables referees to make that call in terms of charge versus blocking. Over the top to Mulitalo. Staples falling away, can't finish. McCrolla gets the weak side rebound, goes right back up. Foul is called on Brooks, and McCrolla go to the line for 2 shots.
Yeah, I've been really impressed with McCrolla kind of leading this group out here that's on the floor right now, both on the defensive and offensive end. After that 3, also had a layup in there, gets her 6th quick basket, along with the charge that she drew on the other end. Showing some leadership, gotta love that if you're the Schroeders on the bench.
Shendu doing a great job keeping the ball in, saved into the hands of Sampson. She goes hard, and they're gonna call another charge. McCrolla just laying her body on the line, which is what you want to see out of your backups when they come in. You want to see the offense and the defense working just as well, which is really hard to do. These players don't get the number of reps that the starters get, and Madison Staples is going to get called for the travel. She thought she had Mulitalo underneath. Couldn't trigger the pass, and she'll get called for the violation. 38 seconds left in the third quarter. High pick. Outside step back from Sampson. Doesn't find the basket. Offensive rebound is there. Again, though, won't go down. Crunk crossing over against the full court pressure of Sampson. 9 seconds left. Staple with a runner in the lane, gets it to go. Teammates up and just cheering for that finish as Staples gets on the board here in the third period. Maddie Staples comes into today's game only averaging, she's only taken 10 shots on the season. She is a 50% field goal shooter, hitting 5 of 10. Total of 11 points on the season. So her teammates really getting up and getting really excited when you see your teammates, when you see Mulitalo, who really coming back from injury, team favorite, brings a great energy and their team loves her, but you also see that out of Maddie Staples, and when Jessup hit the three-pointer, and you see Madison Crunk, who's been kind of battling some injuries, getting involved. These are the things that the starters, and you feel like if you're, as a coaching staff, you love looking down the bench and seeing your starting players or players that get significant minutes just as engaged as the backups are when the starters are in. That shows that there's great team chemistry, and there's really a lot that the Schroeders have built in a very short time in terms of a positive culture for the women's basketball team.
Yeah, and going into this fourth quarter, being up 45, I'm sure one of the goals is going to be to get everyone on the score sheet, points-wise that is. So there's still 4 players so far that have not registered a point yet for the Knights. And Addie Newman being one of those, as there's a 3-pointer from Singer. That's at least the second time they've tried to run that play. This time it does work out. Singer hits that 3 in the corner.
Great runner from Munn. So, Adam, the Knights come out right now. Schroeder's put in her 5 starters. Why do you think that is?
Yeah, to kind of set the tone for the quarter. Still, she knew she double-tripled there, Christensen. But to set the tone for the quarter, this is still NCAA basketball. And you got to set the tone for the rest of the team and also the rest of the season. As you mentioned, this is the last regular season game, and next game they're playing is win or go home. And so that's really important to be in the right mindset and be in rhythm and on a roll.
Great finish from Crebass. She gets the 44th point for the Spirit, and they're going to call a charge against Christensen underneath. I thought that maybe it looked like Atkins might have been in the restricted zone, but no, she looking over that again. It's a charge call on Christensen. That's her 3rd foul. And another 2 points for the Spirit as the starters, again, still in for the Knights. Newman over to Singer. Christensen getting great rebound position. Gets the ball, puts it back up. Christensen leading the Knights right now in scoring with 21 points. Emma Camden has 14, and Taylor Miyazaki with 14. Rounding out the top 5, Anna Singer and Katie Garish. Singer with 13, Katie Garish with 7 points. Knights has done all this scoring without Garish really having to be prominently featured in the offense. Singer now from the other side. Airballs that one. Came off her hand looking really nice, but we haven't seen her shoot from that side of the court yet, so just threw her off being on the other side. The Knights will get called for a reach. Only their 2nd team foul of the quarter, so it'll be inbound play as Elise Munn, the first year from El Paso, Texas. Inbounds the ball, a pump fake getting into the lane, and Munn, the deep 2-pointer. Great job taking that 16-footer.
Yeah, it was a beautiful shot from her. Gets her up to 8 points on the night, 4 of 9 shooting.
That was a pretty shot. The Spirit are still in a zone right now, kind of a 3-2 zone. And they're going to call Atkins with the foul. She really, I think, was just trying to get out of the way, yet kind of undercut Garish. And that's her first foul, as well as the team's first foul here in the fourth quarter. Knights with those same 5 that I mentioned. Inbounding is Emma Camden, and Newman gets that ball to a cutting Singer. The left-hander gets the lane, hits a little floater. Singer playing some really pretty basketball this afternoon. Oh, Davenport not ready for that pass.
What a pass.
Bounce pass from Christensen to Newman.
What a pass.
Newman finishes and getting on the board with her first 2 points of the afternoon.
And I think Coach Schroeder recognized that, and that's why the timeout was called, and we'll have some substitutions.
Well, checking in for the Knights, McCrolla, Owen, Wright, Miyazaki, and I think O'Bray.
So in this group, it's Sophie Wright's turn. So sure we'll see play drawn up to get her an open look.
The cheer squad over on the far side been doing a great job, help creating noise, keeping the intensity up here in the barn. Coach Neely Pendleton, who coaches the cheer squad, doing a great job on the recruiting end and as well as the coaching end. The cheer squad has really blossomed over the last several years under her leadership in terms of numbers and the quality of the athletes on that team. It's a really fantastic group. If that's something that is of interest to you out there, reach out to Coach Pendleton. If you go to the athletic website, you find the cheer squad, and Coach Pendleton, you could not find a better coach and mentor on campus than Neely Pendleton. So for the Spirits, Sampson brings the ball up as she looks to swing the ball over. They're going to call a offensive foul on that off-ball screen. That was Elise Munn setting that screen, getting called. And it'll be the Knights bringing the ball up. You mentioned they might be looking to get that ball to Sophie Wright, trying to get her some shots. O'Bray's going to draw. No, they're going to say the defense forced her to step on the baseline, and it'll be Spirits ball. Turnover going Spirits way.
Yeah, that play was actually set up for JD to get a three. Also a good three-point shooter. Got to look in the corner, but it was just a good closeout. Didn't have any room to take the three and tried to drive baseline, just ran out of room.
Davenport not able to finish underneath against the defense of the Knights. They're going to call McCrolla for a carry. Coach Lewis is put in on her side. Privet, Davenport, Bowen, Sampson, and also Thomas. Kiana Thomas, the first year from Mooresville, North Carolina. And they're going to call a foul down underneath on Owen with the body.
Yeah, it would have been a charge just down in the restricted area there. That's why it's a block, and we'll have two shots.
Sampson comes to the line. Third leading scorer, 9.4 per game, and is a 75% free throw shooter. She steps up, nails the first.
Yeah, what I have really enjoyed during this game, both sides are really having fun. Seeing smiles on all the players' faces throughout this one, and as you mentioned, we've both been there when you're the team on the losing end of a game like this, and that can be really hard. But coaching staff doing a really good job for the Spirits, focusing on those positive things and just making sure the players have fun, and that's really what it's all about.
Yeah, Lauren Privet there getting called on the foul as the entry pass and baseline move from McCrolla gets her to the line. McCrolla is the third leading scorer on the Knights squad, averaging about 9.5 points per game. Overall, a decent free throw shooter. shooting 63% from the line. The Knights now with 95 points, closing in on that century mark. The Knights have not hit 100 this season. Closest they came was the second game against William Peace, where they got 96 points. And that ball knocked out of bounds. It'll stay Knights ball. O'Bray looking to trigger. Seal, double seal from Miyazaki. She gets the three-pointer. Weak side rebound. Nobody else there besides Sophie Wright. Still in this 3-2 zone. Sophie Wright shoots the three-pointer and nails it as she gets her first points of the game. Knights now up 48 points. 2 points away of hitting that triple-digit mark. Krola with a rebound. That's McCrolla's 6th rebound of the afternoon. Pushing in transition is Bass. And they're going to call Miyazaki going over the back in defensive position against Davenport. 4th team foul for the Knights. 2nd on Miyazaki. There's a under 5-minute timeout, media timeout. So Knights trying, it doesn't really mean a lot to hit 100 points, but if you haven't done it all season, certainly that's something you don't want to rub in the face of your opponent. But also you're just going to keep playing good basketball. Coach having all of the players on the court are not starters, so she got it what she needed out of her starters. They put together a good campaign in this final home game. On the other side, Coach Lewis is trying to keep her players playing hard, knowing that likely the last time they'll be playing this season. Liza Brooks will look to inbound. And the ball goes back to her with the box out is Miyazaki. 4.5 left in the game. Sophie Wright's going to get called for the travel. Little pump hesitation, but didn't put the ball down before pivot foot comes up. And Sydney Bowen, the junior from Gastonia, North Carolina, bringing the ball up for the Spirits. And she'll take that shot. Left side, rebound to Owen. She goes up ahead to O'Bray. O'Bray with the left-handed layup puts the Knights at the century mark, triple digits. And the crowd all around here in the Knights Arena, affectionately called the Barn. At one time, it was, in fact, a riding arena. And nice shot from Davenport. Very skilled player, as we've mentioned. Player that could play and probably start on just about any team in the conference. Krola misses that right-handed runner. In transition is Brooks. She gets fouled going up by Miyazaki. That'll be Miyazaki's third foul, fifth for the Knights as a team. And five new players checking in. Crunk, Jessup, Staples, Mulitalo, and Alyssa McCrolla all checking in for the Knights.
And you got 3 minutes, 21 seconds remaining here in this game, and you got 2 more players that have played for the Knights that are, I know the rest of the team and coaching staff are hoping to get on the score sheet.
68% free throw shooter is Elijah Brooks, and she missed both of those. Just struggling from the line right now, only 8 of 17. 8 of 18, 44% from the line are the Spirits, and that ball ends up going out of bounds off the inbound. It'll be Alyssa McCrolla inbounding to Madison Cronk. The Knights with 36 points off of turnovers to only 12. And right now, leading the rebounding 47 to 24. McCrolla over to Crunk. Crunk will shoot 3, and she cans it like she had been taking them all game long. Great job from Madison Crunk getting on the board, putting the Knights up. 103-52. Madison with a shot, gets blocked, comes back to her, and in typical Tyler Davenport fashion, she's just going to grind, draws the foul on the second chance opportunity. She'll go to the line to shoot 2.
Yeah, Alyssa McCrolla has played really good defense on her, though. Maybe better than anyone we've seen so far. Done a really good job of just staying in front, letting her do her moves. That we see that in all different kinds of sports. I know you coach that in lacrosse. Let the offensive player do whatever they want. Just don't let them get any closer to the goal or the basket in this case. And Alyssa's done a great job at that.
Yeah, force up. It's not really, you're not trying to stop them from taking a shot. You want them to take a difficult shot. And that's as Mulitalo will go to the line off that rebound. The defense, the concept in defense is, again, not trying to stop a team from shooting. You want them to take as low percentage of shot as possible. And so you try to create your defense around both where your athleticism lies, where your strengths are, recognizing the strengths of the other team and trying to find that sweet spot of where they're going to shoot as Mulitalo puts that ball long off the back iron. And the Knights have done a really good job of that, especially individually against Davenport. A couple players have done a really good job, and you mentioned specifically how well McCrolla did that. And Shendu goes in early, basket going in, so it counts. Mulitalo not phased at all by the distraction.
Not at all. The ball was almost out of her hand, and she looks at her and says, okay, I'll just shoot it.
Bowen taking that shot. Nice rebound from Guo, and she gets fouled trying to get around the defender. Foul will be called on Maddie Staples. And Guo will go to the line. Natasha Guo. She's looking for her first 2 points of the game. She's taken one shot. And again, the free throw shooting woes for the Spirit squad continue.
Yeah, and on the season, 66.5% shooting from the free throw line, which in all the other statistical categories, they're in the middle or closer to the bottom. But free throw shooting is one of their best, where they're at the highest, actually. And today, 9 of 22, only 40%. Still 2 minutes remaining in this one as Bowen finds Davenport on the wing. This time,
and Davenport sneaks by McCrolla right there.
yeah,
Good
this
job.
time she was able to get to the basket. Had a little help from a crowded lane there, but she's able to get to the basket. Easy layup for her.
McCrolla, 4-time varsity player in high school. Madison Crunk on the ball right there. Crunk was a varsity captain for 3 years in high school in Augusta, Georgia. Big fan of the Tennessee Volunteers. She also, like her teammate Mulitalo, plays the ukulele, and there Crunk takes the shot. Mulitalo gets the rebound. Shot clock did not reset, so Jessup forced to just shoot one up. Would like to be when those two sit down and have a jam session on the ukulele. Can you have a jam session with the ukulele? I think you can. Staples with the closeout. Drive, rebound. Backside Mulitalo with the rebound. Gets it out to Maddie Staples. She goes ahead to Crunk. And deflected out of bounds off the hands of Bowen. Good job getting her hand in the passing lane. Timeout as Coach Schroeder probably looking to drop play for Staples or Mulitalo. But as you mentioned, all the players currently on the Knights roster that have played today, which is the whole bench, all of them have at least a point. That's a goal for, in this situation for a coach. You love to see that happen because the players who are at the bottom, players, 9 through 15 who don't get nearly as much playing time, they are so integral to allow practice to go forward. They're the ones that do a lot of the grind when you're trying to work on your offense for your starters. They're the ones that are in doing scout, trying to help the starters figure out how they're going to play against the upcoming team. And to reward those players, not only with playing time, but to get in the stat book, very meaningful. Especially when they're really young players, and so you're getting younger players minutes, and time on the court just cannot be replicated in practice.
Mm-hmm.
Entry pass to Mulitalo, coming around. Not very often do you see an inbound post-entry pass, but that's exactly what we saw, and Mulitalo was able to convert.
Yeah, and I think Coach Lynette Schroeder might have been more excited than any of the teammates here on the bench, and that's just you love to see that, as the Knights are going to be able to run the clock out here.
Staples getting double teamed. The Knights, as you said, just looking to run the clock out. Shot clock is off. Crunk will hold the ball. And expires is 0-0, showing the shot clock. The Knights taking care of business. Having to win that game to put themselves in a tie with Greensboro in first place. So I was a little ahead of myself saying they are in first place, but spending most of the season in first place until Greensboro getting that win to get the extra conference win until the Knights with this game can tie it up at both now with 17-1 in conference. So hopefully if you're a Knights fan, you win that coin toss, and we'll not only get a playoff game here at home on Tuesday, which if the Knights win and they win the coin toss will result in a playoff game at home going into the semis, and then if they win that in the finals this next weekend. So we hope you'll join us on Tuesday. This has been a great opportunity to finish out the season. Adam, overall perceptions of this Knights squad?
Yeah, they're fun to watch. They're fun to watch. They get the ball up the court quickly. They're really unselfish, leading the conference in assists, or second in the conference in assists, I believe. They are first in the conference. And just a fun team to watch who really works hard. Obviously respects their coaching staff. The Schroeders here on the bench right next to us, and they're working hard for them, and it's going to be fun to watch this conference tournament.
This game, the Savannah Christensen finishes leading all scorers with 21 points. Davenport leads her team, the Salem College Spirits, with 19 points. Singer, Camden, and Miyazaki all with double digits. And Emma Camden leading all players with 10 assists, while Christensen also leading the team with 11 rebounds. So this squad, who had a great run through the second half of the season, winning 16 in a row, losing, I'm sure, a disappointing game to Greensboro, but if you're a betting person, you feel like that there might be another opportunity for the Knights and the Greensboro College women's basketball teams to face down again in the playoffs. This has been a really enjoyable season, home season for us with the women's squad. We have a men's basketball game coming up later this week. The men's basketball team will play on Saturday, I believe, right, Adam?
Yep.
And join us on Saturday for that game, Tuesday for the next women's basketball game. Everybody stay safe. God bless. I'm Scotty Winterton with Adam Peterson.
Go Knights.